All right. Good afternoon, all of you. Good afternoon, Hari Prakash. Good afternoon, Tisha. Okay. Good afternoon, all of you. Good afternoon, Keetan. All right. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're not going into well. You're doing well. Yes. How many of you are enjoying this stay at home? How many of you are enjoying this stay at home? You can raise your hands and let me know at least. All right. So I see quite good number of people enjoying this stay at home. In what sense means you like the life now or you like the life earlier? Which life do you like? Okay, so Abhishek is missing his friends. All right. So there are some section of people who like the earlier life also. But the life is easy nowadays, no? Life is quite easy nowadays. Like, aram se you can sleep, nobody will wake you up. Right? No school, no college, nothing. That's what I'm trying to say. There is no restrictions in life. Life is quite chill now. Yeah. I can understand. That's the typical role of a parent, no? They will definitely tell you to study. And you should study also. Yes, Tamanna. You might be liking this. Unable to stay indoors for 2 months. Yeah, it depends upon person to person. Prashant, it totally depends upon people to people. There are certain set of people who like that life outside the house. There are certain set of people who like the life inside the house. So yes, Advait, that's disadvantage for me as well. I also can't do that. Yeah, Pratish, that though I totally agree. That though I totally agree. Earlier we had more opportunities to do many things in class and all, right? All right, students. There is hardly anything we can do about it. Yes, Keetan, I'm here only. What is good according to me? In which sense, Adesh? Adesh, this is with respect to what? What is good? You're asking about the staying at home, going outside, teaching in college, teaching online. What are you asking about? Life present before. Obviously, I also like my life before. And teaching also, I like offline because there I get to interact with you more. I can see you more. Yes, Sushma, I can definitely hear you. So I can see your faces. I can read your faces, whether you are able to follow me or not. Here, I can't do that. Here, I just need to see your chats. I understand. I understand that, Pritish, to be honest with you, it's a new thing for us. So we also kind of like it. But the point here is, that the effectiveness of this is slightly lesser than what we used to do in our live normal classes. So but I feel once you and we both are used to it, probably we'll take it further ahead easily. So it's all about getting adjusted to. Since childhood you have been attending those classes, so you like them more. So it's all about adjusting to it. How many days this will go, nobody can answer. And Just a minute. Great. I am happy to hear that, Sanjana. That's what is a blessing for many of you, right? That Gaurish, chemistry, most likely I'll start from Tuesday. Gaurish, I'll start from Tuesday. I repeat, Gaurish, I'll start it from Tuesday. Oh, Vijay. Vijay, how can it be done? Why do you want it to be done in that period, Vijay? Yeah, Ashtush, you're right. All right. So I think many of you have expressed your concerns, your happiness over this lockdown. I just asked this because sometimes it happens we don't meet for friends, we don't express many things at all. So it's good to hear from you all these things. Uh, Shreya, which chapter you're talking about tomorrow? This chapter we are finishing till alkynes. Today we'll finish alkynes. We'll do most of benzene. Only some small part will be left that we'll do on Monday. Yes, Advait, you are very much right on it. There are many people who have backlogs. They have enough time to complete their backlogs. That definitely is the boon for them. Shreya, no, we can't finish this chapter today. Today we'll finish alkynes and we'll definitely do preparation of benzene. Only chemical reactions of benzene will be left. That we'll do on Monday. Tejas, notes are uploaded on the drive. If you still need anything else, you message me. I'll definitely help you out. All right. So let's go ahead, students. We need to. Trisha, this is going to finish on Monday. We'll finish it on Monday, Trisha. Right? We'll finish it on Monday. So let's, to finish, we need to start. Anything? To finish anything, we need to start it first. So let me start without any wastage of time. Right? All right. So we'll start. We had already started doing chemical properties. So today you have to bear my handwriting. It might not come good because my instrument is not that comfortable. Right. So chemical properties of alkynes, right? Let's see what all we have to study here and what all we need to learn. So students, chemical properties mein first thing that we have already done is hydrogenation. Hydrogenation reaction we have done. So I will summarize it here. Hydrogenation of alkynes, right? So what is hydrogenation of alkynes? If you take an alkyne and you treat it with two reagents we had studied. One was Lindlar catalyst, that was H2PdBaSO4 or calcium carbonate. Any of these two you can use, right? And then the other was sodium in liquid ammonia, that is Birch reduction, right? So when you treat it with them, you will get an cis alkene in this case, because the hydrogenation is syn hydrogenation, same side. Whereas in this case, you'll get transalkene, right? So you get cis alkene in this case, and in Birch reduction, you get transalkene, right? Uh, Abhishek, can you be here for one class? Next class, I'll definitely do it. Next class, I'll do it because I need to change settings for that and it will take some time. So kindly bear today's class, Abhishek. I will definitely change it for the next class. All right. So now let's take one more reaction, second reaction. Now, whatever reaction we are studying. Hey, Prashant, I started, man. Prashant, I started chemical properties. In fact, I had discussed acidic character of alkynes also, if you remember. Prashant, I had discussed acidic character of alkynes. Anyways, I'm starting the chemical properties from the beginning. So okay, just a minute. Yes. Prashant, I acted, but yeah, acidic character was the only thing I had done. After that, I'm starting hydrogenation today, Prashant. So only that property I have discussed, I understand. So acidic character ke baad, this is today's class. So this is what we need to learn, right? Okay. So now let us move ahead. Yes. Okay. Now, so what I was saying was acidic character. I also told you terminal alkynes are more acidic than internal alkynes. Terminal alkynes are more acidic than internal alkynes. This is what I had said. Now let's come to the second property. Second reaction, same as alkenes, electrophilic addition reactions. So in this, we have addition of HX. So here we will follow which rule? Markovnikov rule. We'll follow Markovnikov rule here. So I'll take an alkyne, RC triple bond CH, and this alkyne I'm going to react it with HCl, let's say. So if you react it with HCl, what you'll get is triple bond will break into double bond, right? H remains as it is. Now, according to Markovnikov rule, hydrogen goes to that carbon which has more number of hydrogen. So this hydrogen will go to this carbon and Cl will go to this carbon, right? So you can see after adding hydrogen, this will become CH2 and this will become Cl, right? Now there is one more chance of doing the addition. So let's add one more molecule of HCl. Again, H will go to this carbon, Cl will go to this carbon, and you'll get RCCl, Cl, CH, H, H. This is Markovnikov addition of HX. I hope it is clear. There are approximately 15 people who have already raised their hands. If it was for the previous questions, please lower your hands. If it is for the current question, please answer on the chat. If there is any doubt, participants, those who are raising hand, please answer on the chat. Me and Ashutosh sir will be able to help you out. In which case, Ravi Kiran, there is no stereochemistry here, Ravi Kiran. There is no particular stereochemistry here. So I'm not mentioning any stereochemistry here, Ravi Kiran. I'm just telling addition will happen. I'm not discussing any stereochemistry because the stereochemistry of this cannot be discussed like this. Right? Now, another point here is third reaction. Addition of HX, addition of HBr. I told you anti-Markovnikov rule. Anti-Markovnikov rule, AMR, anti-Markovnikov rule is applicable only for X beta Rajshekar. Here X is halogen, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, right? So now I told you anti-Markovnikov rule is applicable only for HBr. One more thing I would suggest is whenever you sit, try to sit with a pen and notebook in your hand so that whatever questions we solve here, you are able to solve them. So if you take an alkyne and treat it with HBr in the presence of peroxide. So what can be your peroxide? You can have H2O2 or you can have R2O2, etc. Right? Any peroxide you can take. So now anti-Markovnikov means hydrogen will go to that carbon. Hydrogen will go to that carbon which has less hydrogen, and Br will go to that carbon which has more hydrogen. Try to write with me. Whatever I'm writing, you also write. If you face any doubts at any point of time, please ask. So you'll get H here. There was one H already here, one Br here. Then what you'll do, add one more time. Add one more time. Anti-Marconico rule, H will go to this carbon. Sorry, reverse, sorry. Br will go to this carbon having more hydrogen. H will go to carbon having less hydrogen. So anti-Marconico rule, if you apply again, right? Afreen, I'm just telling you, if you do it one more time, what will happen? Afreen, I'm just telling you, if you do it one more time, what will happen? Right? If you do it one more time, what will happen? I'm just trying to tell you that. Right? Now, yes. So in that case, you'll get H here, right? Br here. So double bond will break into single bond. 1 minute. Yes. Double bond will break into single bond. If we take internal alkyne, then depends upon if it is symmetrical alkyne, then does not matter. If it is unsymmetrical alkyne, then Br should attack that carbon which has smaller alkyl group. Br should attack that carbon which has smaller alkyl group, or right, the other way is you can check the stability of free radical. We have already discussed this mechanism in alkenes. That's why I'm not going into mechanism now, right? So you'll get a single bond, Br, H, H, right? So based on this, you can answer it, right? Now you can go ahead with the next, that is addition of halogens. We have studied this also. Addition of X2OH, X2 in CCl4, where X can be your bromine or chlorine, right? This is what we have studied. No, Adesh, we are not talking anything about stereochemistry here. The stereochemistry of this cannot be explained like this, right? We need to draw conformations to answer that, right? So I'm just writing randomly. You can write on same sides also. I don't try to imply any stereochemistry here, right? I'm not implying any stereochemistry here. Now, if you take that, you take any alkene, and add Br2 in CCl4. Let's take alkyne, sorry. Let's take alkyne. Now let's take alkyne and you add Br2 to it. So what you'll get here is double bond breaks into single bond, right? And you'll get Br on this carbon, Br on this carbon, right? This is what you'll get. And most of the cases, your both the Br, although for alkynes bromination, there is no specific stereochemistry, but most of the cases you'll get trans addition of Br here, right? No, Gangadhar, it does happen. It's not like that. It does happen. Chirag, the hydrogen concept which I have told you is not a concept. It's just a statement, right? But the concept is actually the stability of free radical. Kindly go to the anti-Marconico rule mechanism, see the stability of free radical. Whichever is the free radical stable, that will be formed, right? That is how you explain. It can also be cis. For alkyne bromination, there is no specific stereochemistry, right? It can be both. Most of the cases, it is trans, because trans is more stable due to less steric hindrance, right? But there is no stereospecific nature that yes, always it will be trans, right? So you can do it again. So if you do it again, another molecule of Br will be added. So in alkynes, I will tell you one more thing, right? In alkynes, do not worry about stereochemistry at all. You will never get a question on stereochemistry of alkynes. But alkenes do care about the stereochemistry. Alkenes reactions are usually stereospecific, right? So do not worry about it, right? So alkynes may do not worry about the stereochemistry of any reaction, all right? So let's go ahead. Role of bromine water, if you take, the addition will happen for bromine and OH. Remember that, right? I hope you remember that. Bromine and OH. This is important. So I also gave you, if you have bromine with methanol, ROH, then the addition of Br and OR will take place. This is what we had discussed. Is it cracking for everyone, Kiran, or just for you? All right. Ashu sir, is my voice cracking here? All right. So maybe due to different, maybe it is due to students, your different internet connections, it happens. So many of you might be using phone internet, so it may happen. It may happen. Okay. So most likely it is due to different internet speed, students. So there is hardly anything we can do. So it will fluctuate basically, right? The moment your data goes weak, it will fluctuate, right? All right, students. So this is what we need to discuss about the electrophilic addition reaction. Yes. Now the coming to oxidation reactions. So this is our oxidation reaction, fifth set of reactions. And if you ask me, sir, do we have to by heart this? Ideally, no. If you understand the role of the reagent, you don't have to by heart it at all. Practice it enough times, you'll get it. Oxidation reaction. So first is in oxidation, you'll study about combustion. So let us take the example of combustion first. So I'll write the general reaction for combustion. That is CnH2n minus 2 plus 3n minus 1 by 2 O2. Sorry, my mistake. Yes. So you see here 3n minus 1 by 2 O2 gives you n moles of CO2 and n minus 1 moles of water. You'll get n minus 1 moles of water plus some heat will be released. Some heat will be released. Okay, Purvam. So Purvam, what I said here was when you break a pi bond, right? One bromine will be added on this carbon, one bromine will be added on this carbon. So both the carbon will take one bromine each. Now, if you react it again, break this bond, again one bromine on this carbon, one bromine on this carbon. When you take bromine in water, then in that case, not both bromine, but one bromine and one OH. OH comes from water. So if you take, here you are taking CCl4 solvent. CCl4 is non-polar solvent. It do not participate in reaction. But water is a polar solvent. It will participate in reaction. So in that case, bromine along with bromine, OH will be added, right? Whereas if you take ROH, so water is HOH. So if you take HOH, OH is added. If you take ROH, OR will be added. That's all you need to remember, right? So in 2018 JEE Mains, there was a question on this reaction. In 2018 JEE Mains, there was a question in this reaction in the first shift, in the January attempt. You can check that. So this is combustion reaction. Today's reaction, most of the reactions are not having any particular mechanism and all. So we can just write and move ahead with the questions. All right. So this is combustion reaction, students. Let me take next is ozonolysis. Let us take the example of ozonolysis reaction. We have already seen that ozonolysis reaction in alkenes. But remember, students, I gave you a trick there. Do not apply that trick here. You can apply. There is nothing wrong in it. You can do that. There is nothing wrong in it. You can do that. Let us do that. So let me write the reaction first. RC triple bond CR. If you do the ozonolysis of alkyne, if you see the ozone lysis of alkyne, right, in the presence of zinc or DMS, dimethyl sulfide. I told you what is DMS last class. So ozone, if you react it with, your product is same. Do the same trick if you want. You can do the same trick if you want, right? Put an oxygen between a double bond and bisect. So what do you get? What you are going to get in that case is RC, right? Now see, there is one single bond. We are not breaking that single bond. That single bond will remain as it is, right? When you bisect this oxygen between two CO, so this carbon will form C double bond O. This carbon will also form C double bond O, right? You will get diketo compound. You will get diketo compound, right? I hope it is clear, students, right? You will get a diketo compound. So let me write, if you do not add zinc. So what was the purpose of zinc here? So I will draw the ozonide also for you. The ozonide that you get in this case will be same. You draw the temple as you had done for alkene. Draw your temple. I hope all of you are religious enough. So draw the temple, and then you break the bond like this, like this, like this. But there is a slight change. When you take a double bond, alkene, there was no bond between carbon. But when you take a triple bond, there is one bond present between carbon, right? That is the only difference you'll get. So when you break this bond, and this bond, this carbon will form double bond with this oxygen, C double bond O. This carbon will form double bond with this oxygen, so C double bond O, right? This is your ozonide you will get. So you can apply the trick also. You can do it without the trick also. You should get the same answer, right? So what was the role of zinc? There is a nascent oxygen which releases here. So zinc combines with your nascent oxygen to give you zinc oxide. If you do not add zinc, then what will happen? If you do not add zinc, then what will happen? Can anybody tell me who remembers last class? If I do not add zinc, what will happen? Very good, Sanjana. So if you do not add zinc, if no zinc, I'm writing here, if no zinc, very good, Chirag. If there is no zinc, then this compound will be further oxidized. This carbon-carbon bond will break, and you will get, see carefully. Yes, Pavitra. Many of you said we will get aldehyde. Yes, you will get aldehyde only. But remember, I told you something. There. The aldehydes will be further oxidized to what? Can anybody tell me? Yes, very good, Trupti. Tamanna, very good. So they will be oxidized to acids, right? They will be oxidized to acid. Very good, students. So your product will be 2 moles of carboxylic acid if you do not add zinc. If there is no zinc, you will get dicarboxylic acids, right? I hope it is clear, right? Rajshekhar, can you please repeat? I didn't get your point. Combustion. Gaurav, combustion mein, I have just given you a general reaction. Alkyne in terms of N. These many moles of oxygen will be required. Combustion, always hydrocarbon on combustion gives you CO2 and water, right? So if you want to write it for ethine, put N equal to 2. So you'll get C2H2, N equal to 2. 3 into 2, 6, minus 1, 5 by 2 O2 gives you 2 moles of CO2 plus 2 minus 1, 1 mole of H2O. So I have just given you a general reaction for combustion, Gaurav. I have just given you general combustion reaction where you can put the value of N for a given alkyne and find the reaction, balanced equation. All right. So next, going ahead. Yes, students, any doubt in ozone lysis? Anyone? Anyone with any doubt in ozone lysis, please shoot fast. Okay, so let's move ahead with the next cold alkaline KMNO4, KMNO4, hot hot KMNO4. So see what are your products in these case. Will it be? It will be COH. Adesh, it will be acid. Dhanush, mostly thoda bahut to hai. I don't know. We will continue as the electricity allows us. We'll continue. When we run in short, we'll see at that time. All right. So you can see cold alkaline KMNO4, right? So in cold alkaline KMNO4, what you did in alkenes, you got, can anybody tell me? Yes, Chandan, ketone is not easily oxidized to acids. Ketone does oxidize, but it requires strong oxidizing agents like KMNO4 and all. Sanat, if you take both alkyl groups same here, so you'll get both R same. If you take R and R dash, then you'll get RCOH and R dash COH. That depends upon your alkyl group. Yes, Charne, it is correct. Now, cold alkaline KMNO4, can anybody tell me alkenes on reaction with cold alkaline KMNO4 gives what? What does alkene gives? Very good, Basavraj. So alkenes give diols, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing. Right? So in alkenes, yes, Ashutosh. In alkenes, what you used to do was you take an alkene, break this bond, add one OH here, one OH here. Now I have an alkyne, I have two pi bonds. I'll break both of them. So I'll break both of them. Cold alkaline KMNO4. So I will break both the pi bonds, right? So if I break both the pi bonds, then if I break both the pi bonds, then let's see what will happen. I'll get single bond CR, right? Now, in alkenes, one OH on this carbon, one OH on this carbon. You are breaking two bonds in alkyne. That means you'll get two OH here, you'll get two OH here, right? That means two OH in alkenes, one carbon gets one OH. In alkynes, two carbon will get two OH. And I told you when both the OH are present on the same carbon, then it is called gem diol. It is called gem diol. When both the OH are present on same carbon, it is called gem diol. What do we do with this? They are highly unstable. They are highly unstable. So what they will do, they will lose a molecule of water. They will lose a molecule of water like this, H2O. And here also H2O. So that what do you get left with? R, C single bond CR. Carbon is left, oxygen is left. Carbon is left, oxygen is left. But carbon has to form four bonds. Therefore, one bond here, one bond here. Again, you'll get di-keto compounds. Again, you'll get di-keto compounds. All right. So cold alkaline KMNO4 will give you di-keto compounds. I hope it is clear. Right. Now let me take the hot acidic KMNO4. What will you get? Monisha, they are both actually. These two OH are on same carbon, so they are gem diol. If you consider this OH and this OH, then they are vicinal. But if there are two OH on same carbon, it is highly unstable. It will immediately lose a molecule of water. So you are releasing two water molecules to form a di-keto compound. I hope students, this is clear, right? Now let me come to hot acidic KMNO4. If you take hot acidic KMNO4 in this, let me start with this alkyne. So how to draw the product? Let me tell you. First thing, write the same as ozone lysis product. Write the same product as ozone lysis. Do the ozone lysis. And I hope now all of you are legends in ozone lysis. So you can draw the ozone lysis product easily, right? So you got diketo compound, right? Shankar, just wait a minute. I'll give you questions. You'll get better idea. So diketo compounds you'll get. Then break the bond and oxidize it. Break the bond and oxidize it. So you'll get RCOH and R-COH. That means you'll get same product as ozonolysis without zinc. Your product will be same as ozonolysis without zinc. So you'll get ozonolysis without zinc product. So there's nothing separate to learn here. When you get hot acidic KMnO4, draw the same product as ozonolysis without zinc. Alkaline KMnO4, ozonolysis with zinc. This is as easy as it is. All right. So any doubt, students, please post on the chat. I'm giving you a 5-second window. Please post your doubts on the chat. I'm giving you a 5-second window. Please post your doubts on the chat. All right. So I don't see anyone asking anything. Why gem diols are they unstable? Why can't they form hydrogen bonds? Very good, Rachna. I am very happy with your doubt. When you ask doubts like this, teacher themselves will feel very delighted, right? So see, Rachna, when you form a hydrogen bond here, right? When you form a hydrogen bond here, the ring which you are forming here is a 1, 2, 3, 4-membered ring. And we have already studied in conformations, 4-membered ring is unstable. I hope it clears your doubt, right? So hot acidic KMnO4, Chandan, first you will do the ozonolysis, form a diketo compound, then oxidize your diketo compound to corresponding acids. That's all. Same as reaction without zinc. One more thing which I want to tell you here is, if you remember, formic acid will not remain as acid. It will get converted into carbon dioxide and water. Formic acid will get converted into carbon dioxide and water. Remember that. Now, one important reaction is addition of water. Why it is important here, I'll tell you. See carefully. Addition of water. So again, two mechanism. You will tell me what will happen here. If you don't tell me, then also no problem. You have the right of not telling the answer. Yes. So there are two cases you can add water with. In alkene, we saw 3. Acidic medium, water, hydroboration, oxidation, oxymercuration, demercuration. So here I am writing B2H6 in H2O2 in OH minus. This is hydroboration oxidation. And Hg. Now here mercury compound you will use for oxymercuration, demercuration, but compound will change. It will be mercury compound only, but it will be mercury sulfate, HgSO4 and H2SO4. Dilute, dilute. So this is your oxymercuration, demercuration. And this is your hydroboration oxidation, HBO channel, right? So what you'll do here is, Markovnikov addition should I do or anti-Markovnikov? Anybody? I should do Markovnikov or anti-Markovnikov? Anybody? Very good, Trisha. We will do anti-Markovnikov addition here. And here we'll do Markovnikov addition, right? So Markovnikov addition, anti-Markovnikov addition means break the double bond, bit the single bond into double bond into single bond, and the carbon having the carbon having more hydrogen will get OH, and this will get H. But the reaction will not stop here. Why? Because this is double bond ene, this is OH all. This is enol form. Last class, I told you, anti-Marconi addition. The reason lies in mechanism, but we are not discussing mechanism here. I'll take one extra class and discuss the remaining mechanism. Don't worry. So enol will get enol. Can anybody tell me what will happen after this? What will happen to this enol? Anybody? I have taught you this. No, Monisha. Very good, Pradeep. It will undergo keto-enol tautomerization. It will undergo tautomerism. We have discussed keto-enol tautomerism, right? So let me write this H separately and show you how tautomerism occurs here. If you have forgotten, so this OH bond breaks like this. You'll get O minus. This carbon here should get a positive charge. So the carbon here should get a positive charge. So this bond will break like this, right? Now this carbon positive, oxygen negative will form a double bond, C double bond OH. And this carbon here has a negative charge. So it will take this H plus. So that you'll get H here and H here. So you get aldehyde. You get aldehyde. But if I do Marconi addition, RC triple bond CH, I use HgSO4 and H2SO4. I add water. I add water OH on this carbon, H on this carbon, do the tautomerism again, so that you'll get R C double bond O CH3. You'll get R C double bond O CH3, right? This is ketone. So basically, see here, first case you are getting aldehyde, second case you are getting ketone. Yes, Monisha, please pay attention here. This already we have done in keto-enol tautomerization in detail. So first, if you have not understood, please go there and revise it again. The bond will break like this. Oxygen is more electronegative than carbon. Oxygen gets negative charge, right? Next carbon should get positive. Therefore, this bond will break like this. This carbon gets positive. Now this positive carbon, negative oxygen, will form a double bond here, right? And you can see here, this carbon is getting a negative charge and this hydrogen is getting positive. So negatively charged carbon will take positively charged hydrogen, right? Monisha, I hope it is clear now. Yes, Monisha. All right. So this is the addition of water. Now I have a question here for you. You need to answer that. See this carefully. So the question here is, you have been given this molecule, right? You can identify the name yourself. You can identify the name yourself. You treat it first with PDBSO4 in the presence of H2, right? And then you treat it with, you'll get A, treat it with Br2 in CCl4, carbon tetrachloride. You'll get product B. You have to identify B. Identify B. The options here are, I'm writing the options here, CH3, CH3, H, Br, Br, H. Option B is CH3, H, Br, HBr CH3. Option C is CH3 CH3, Br Br, H. Option D is none of the above. Try to solve this question. Try to solve this question. You have exactly 1 minute for this. If you get any doubts, please post on the chat. We'll answer it here. All right, so we'll end it. So please vote fast, students. I still see many of you have not voted. So please vote fast. All right, so we are going to end it on a count of 3, 2, 1, now. All right, so many of you have voted for A, and I'm seriously very happy. A is the correct answer. That means you remember the last class concept. That's good thing. Another thing you should observe here is this is not trans. Alkynes can never be cis or trans. They are always linear. So do not assume them to be trans, right? So alkynes on addition of hydrogen in PDBSO4 will give you which alkene? It will give you cis alkene. You'll get a cis alkene, right? And when you do cis alkene, and we know Br2 addition is trans addition. Cis alkene, trans addition, which product you'll get? You'll get pair of enantiomers. That means your compound will be optically active. So this is inactive compound, mesomer. This is also mesomer, inactive. But this does not have planosymmetry. This is optically active compound. So the correct answer is A indeed. Right? Yes, Samruddha. Samruddha, I think I can pass my 20 minutes in the given charge. Don't worry. I can't charge it here. There is no nearby plugin. So don't worry, it will take us through. It is sufficiently charged. Afreen, do not worry about it. Right? You can message me, Afreen, after the class. I'll help you out how you can cover up this chapter also. Right? This chapter, ideally, I have told earlier also, organic mein one chapter does not have equal importance. The questions are asked from different chapters. So one question can belong to any chapter in organic. So therefore, we can't say this chapter is important or not. Whole organic is important, right? Especially for NEET, it is very important, right? For NEET, it is especially very important. And students, at any point of time, please do not lose hope. To give you this example, why I keep saying this is, if you ask me, in the beginning, I was the one who never understood many things in chemistry, many things. Forget about some, many things. But it is the repetitive practice which all help things clearly. Kiran, it is important for JE also. So that is why do not lose the hope at any point of time, right? So that's why it is important to stick to this, right? Do not lose hope. All right, Gaurav. So I'll explain. Samruddha, I said I didn't understood many things in chemistry. I didn't say that my chemistry was bad. There's a catch here. I didn't say my chemistry was bad. I just said I didn't understand things at one or second attempt. I was slow. But as I told you, with your repetitive practice, you can beat the best. Right? If I have to choose between something, intelligence and hard work, I will always choose hard work. Always choose hard work. Right? Okay. So for those who are asking me to repeat this, I will check this. See carefully. So Gaurav, please see this carefully. So Gaurav, you can see here, your alkyne given to you is the butadiene. On H2PDBSO4, Gaurav, we have learned H2PDBSO4 in the beginning of the class today gives cis alkene. So you'll get a cis alkene, Gaurav. And if you refer our last class, I told you on a cis alkene trans addition, bromine addition is trans, both bromine come on opposite side. Cis alkene on trans addition always give enantiomers. Enantiomers are optically active. Whereas if it was cis alkene and addition was cis, you'll get mesomer. Cis mesomer, trans mesomer. Cis trans or trans cis, you'll get enantiomer, right? That means if you have different things, you'll get enantiomer. So what are mesomers which have plane of symmetry? You can check, Gaurav, here. This compound has plane of symmetry. If you bisect it like this, the top half and bottom half is same. So it has plane of symmetry. It is optically inactive. It does not have plane of symmetry. So it is optically active, right? Prashant, I studied in many colleges. Last college which I studied was IIT Roorkee. Got it. So let's move ahead with the last reaction, that is polymerization reaction. Not so important since it is there in textbook. I'm discussing it with you. Polymerization. Okay. I have missed one very important reaction, right? So let me cover that. So what is that very important reaction? I don't know whether I have taught you that in last class or not. If you take an alkyne, terminal alkyne, treat it with a base NaNH2. I think I have done this, right? NH2 minus will take H plus from terminal alkyne because terminal alkynes are acidic. So you'll get C minus and Na plus. If you treat it with CH3, CH2, Cl or CH3, Cl, Cl bond will break like this. Carbon will get positive. C minus will take CH3 plus and you'll get RCH3, right? I think I had done this, but still I was confused. But this is very important reaction. Advanced, mains, NEET, every exam it has been asked. So it's extremely very, very important. So coming to the polymerization reaction. Polymerization reaction. Nothing much important. There are two types of polymerization, linear and cyclic, right? What are they? If you take cyclic, if you take HCl triple bond CH, 3 molecules. If you take 3 molecules, right? And you heat it in a red hot iron tube. So the bonds will break like this, right? This bond will bond to this bond. Double bond breaks into single bond. This carbon bonds to this carbon and this carbon bonds to this carbon. So 3 single bonds are formed and 3 double bonds are broken. So you'll get benzene formed. You'll get benzene ring. All of you, please try to see what product you will get if you repeat the same reaction with propyne. If you treat the same reaction and see, this is a question in front of you now. Tell me which product you will get. These are methyl, right? Which product you are going to get if you do the same reaction with yes. Let's do this. Yeah, let's change it a bit. Yes, which of the two products, which of the following will give you the correct product? So this is the question, Kiran. You can see this is the reaction and then this is the question. You can answer it on the poll. We'll see it there. So still I see very few of you have voted. All right, let's end this on a count of 3, 2, 1. The correct answer here, students, will be when you repeat it, right? When you repeat it, your answer will come out to be B. You'll get B answer, right? Many of you have voted B, which is the correct answer. This is quite obvious. If you repeat CH3, C triple bond CH, CH3, C triple bond CH, and then CH3, or let's take the reverse, doesn't matter, C triple bond CH, right? So you will cyclize this with this, and this CH, this CH with this, and this CH with this. So what you will get is carbon having methyl, next carbon no methyl, then next carbon methyl, next carbon no methyl, then next carbon methyl. So that is how you will get carbon having methyl, next carbon no methyl, then carbon having methyl, next carbon no methyl, carbon having methyl, next carbon no methyl. So your answer will be B in this case, right? Pranav, your nota is not right. So now let's talk about linear polymerization. So we know alkynes are acidic, so they will lose this H plus ion to form HC triple bond C minus. So if you break this bond like this carbon will get a positive charge. They will bind to each other, and you will get HC triple bond C, H, C double bond C, H2. So if you continue this on the both sides, it can be continued further. Take one more molecule, react it. Take one more molecule, react it. So this will form a long chain, right? So this is linear polymerization, right? I think that's all. We will move towards benzene and its compound, which is our last topic of the chapter. I will do only the preparation part today. Don't worry about it. Benzene and its compound. Preparation and physical properties of benzene. So preparation of benzene are very easy. All right. Kayuri, see here what will happen. Alkynes are in H plus to form C minus, right? When you break this bond like this carbon gets a positive charge. So this bond will be formed. This is this bond, right? So this carbon forms a bond with this carbon. This has a hydrogen. The triple bond breaks into double bond, right? And this carbon CH minus will take H plus. This H plus will be taken by this C minus to form CH2, right? I hope, Kayuri, you have understood this. All right. Now, preparation of benzene, students, hardly 4 or 5 preparation you have to remember. One preparation we have already done. What is that preparation? Alkynes, ethyne on cyclic polymerization. Red hot iron will give you benzene. We have already studied this cyclic polymerization, right? This is one preparation. I'm writing this in the form of a roadmap. So one more preparation is, if you take phenol and treat it with zinc dust, you'll get benzene. From phenol, you can get from phenol also benzene. Then you can also obtain benzene from diazonium salt, N2 plus Cl minus. These compounds are called diazonium salt. They are highly unstable. So in short, they are stable only up to 0 to 5 degrees Celsius. Above 5 degrees Celsius, they are not stable. So what will happen if you treat it with H3PO2? If you treat it with H3PO2 and heat it, it will lose a molecule of N2 and benzene will be left out, right? So this is another preparation. One more preparation is decarboxylation. We have studied decarboxylation for preparation of alkanes. So if you take benzene and treat it with sodium hydroxide in calcium oxide, right? So it will lose a molecule of CO2, right? It will lose a molecule of CO2, decarboxylation. It will lose a molecule of CO2 to form benzene. All right? It will form benzene. Last method is like decarboxylation only. If you take SO3H, treat it with NaOH, it will lose a molecule of SO3 to form benzene. Just like decarboxylation, it is desulfonation kind of, right? Sulfur group will be removed. SO3 will be removed, right? So these are different preparation methods for benzene, which you need to know. I'll summarize the physical properties here, and that would be our end of class. Meanwhile, if there is anything apart from academics you want me to answer, please post on the chat. After finishing this, I'll take that. If there is anything you would like to ask me or sir, you can ask. Last preparation, Charnesh, you can second PU syllabus. Gokul, last preparation, the way you are removing CO2 here, in decarboxylation, in this you remove SO3 molecule. So if you remove SO3 molecule, you will be left with benzene and one hydrogen on it. So you'll get benzene, right? So there is no, the mechanism of these reactions are not needed also. Some of them you'll probably study in second year, right? Pranav, I was knowing it. That's why I didn't plug in. Pranav, you should trust your resources, right? Always you should. Right. Now let me take some physical properties. So although the physical properties is not so important, Yes, I'll start second PU portion from Tuesday, Sri Lakshmi. I'll finish benzene on Tuesday, Monday. Colorless liquid. These physical properties are useful in solving roadmap questions. Boiling point, 80 degrees Celsius. Second point, insoluble in water. Insoluble in water. And density of benzene is less than density of water. Third, it is highly inflammable. Highly inflammable. Burns with sooty flame. Burns with sooty flame. What is sooty flame? Some compound burn with a blue flame. Some compound burn with the black flame, black smoke. So that is called sooty flame. Another important thing I want to tell you was, this compound is carcinogenic. Benzene compounds are usually carcinogenic. They cause cancer. Yes, Pranav, due to incomplete combustion, that carbon smoke comes. So they are cancer causing, carcinogenic compounds they are, right? All right. So I think whatever we had to do today, we have done it. I think we are left with only one reaction of benzene, which is important, very important. I would suggest you do not miss Monday class, please. Monday class is going to be very, very important. Do not miss it, please. All right. That's all, students. Thank you for joining in. Tuesday, as I said, I'll start second year portions. Monday, I'll finish reactions of benzene. Does ice depends upon the exact value of density. We need to check. We need to check the exact value of density. Based on that, we can say. Ice ka density, we know we can compare with water liquid, but what is the exact value of density of benzene? I still have to check that. Gangadhar, dhanyavad. Harshala, okay, so Harshala has given the value 0.88. Then Harshala, you have to check the density of ice also. But that density of ice is the function of temperature. So you need to check the density of ice at a particular temperature, right? So once you check the density of ice at a particular temperature, then you can say at this temperature it will float or not. Can you explain the last question again? All right, Gaurav, stay there. Can you please post which is the last question you are asking about, Gaurav? Gaurav, can you please ask about the last question again? Which question it is? Nikita, mostly you don't have a chemistry test tomorrow. Alkene DBP is not uploaded. Ashu sir, Alkene DBP is uploaded. Very good. So what we are going to do is your second PU portion will be clubbed and taught. Basically, what we are doing is we are going to go purely boards, right? We are going to go purely boards. We'll do boards. For competitive, we'll conduct extra problem solving classes. But everybody has to attend that because the JEE Mains NEET classes will differ only in problem solving. So boards classes will solve less of competitive problems. We will discuss only the concepts, right? So therefore, okay, Rachna. So therefore, most of the classes will cover the concepts. In the competitive classes, we'll take the problems. So that's how it will be done. Everybody has to attend the classes. PCMB, Ravi Kiran, everybody has to attend the classes. Okay, got it, Gaurav. I'll explain that. Chandan, cricket. Cricket followed by football, followed by badminton. Pratham, from Tuesday, everything. Thank you, Pradeep. So Rachna, see this preparation of benzene from disonium salt. As such, there is no particular mechanism, Rachna, right? Ravi Kiran, you need to practice it every day. That's the only solution to it, right? So just stay there, Gaurav and Rachna. So Rachna, see what happens in general is this is a high reducing agent. H3PO2 is a reducing agent. So basically you remove a molecule of N2 and addition of hydrogen takes place from here. So addition of hydrogen is a kind of a reduction reaction. So you can say disonium salts are reduced to benzene, right? So I can only say you that H3PO2 transfers hydride kind of thing here, right? It can give H minus type of thing. Monisha, you don't have to remember equations. Remember the role of reagent. In organic chemistry, you don't have to remember at all anything. Just remember bromine water. If you add, 2 bromines will be added, opposite or syn. That's all, right? Remember the role of reagent. Do not remember the equation exactly. Exactly, it is not required. Shiv Gauri, I don't think so. There is a test tomorrow. We'll keep you updated. All right, next, Gaurav. See this, Gaurav. Gaurav, when you repeat this compound, right? If you repeat this compound, so what happens, Gaurav, here is, let's rewrite it, kind of. So there's a H here, there's a CH3 here. So Gaurav, this carbon forms a bond with this carbon, and this carbon forms a bond with this carbon, and this carbon forms a bond with this carbon. So Gaurav, you check this carbon, you'll get a benzene type of compound only. But let's say if this carbon has a methyl, does the next carbon have a methyl? No. The next carbon is this, right? This carbon has a methyl. Yes. This carbon has a methyl. No. This carbon has a methyl. Yes. Next carbon has a methyl. No. So Gaurav, you can see, Abhishek, just a minute. So Gaurav, you can see if this carbon has a methyl, next carbon don't have. Next carbon has a methyl. Next carbon don't have. Next carbon has a methyl. So Gaurav, is it clear now? You just check which carbon has methyl. So one carbon has methyl, next carbon don't have. Then next carbon has, then next carbon don't have. So Gaurav, is it clear? Yes? All right. Thank you, Gaurav. So Abhishek, this is a very vague question, but what I would say is life is all about waiting for the opportunities in your life, encashing those opportunities in your life without losing the moral of the life, right? That means utilizing your opportunities with the right principles. So this is what is life for me. In this, I include everything, whether it is opportunity to play, whether it is opportunity to teach, whether it is opportunity to learn, it is opportunity to anything. So everything for me in a life is coming in the form of opportunity. And when you get that opportunity, be thankful to whoever gave you. That's all. All right. Thank you, students, for joining in. Let's end this here.